Alright, we've got another really cool gun to show you. This is an H&K P7, it's the M13 model. If you're not familiar with these, they're often called the squeeze cockers. There we go. So this is a rare treat. This is a very, well, it's a rare gun, but very uncommon to find them brand new in the box and unfired. So let's take a quick look at it. Like I said, it's a squeeze cocker, so it's a different type of manual of arms than standard pistols. We're going to go ahead and pull the slide back. I have to do it on an empty magazine on this particular gun in order to keep the slide back. But we'll take a closer look at the magazine in a second. Now we can see that it's empty. And in order to drop the slide, there's no slide release on this one. You just squeeze this lever on the front of the grip. So if you had an empty magazine, okay, you shoot until an empty magazine. You go ahead, you've got a mag release on both sides behind the trigger guard. And you go ahead and drop the magazine, you get your new magazine, insert it, just squeeze the grip, and it goes into firing mode. So an interesting manual of arms. Now it's a striker fire, but again, it's a very safe one. Basically the gun is safe now. Let's say we had a round in the chamber, we're good to go, but there's no way it's going to work. The trigger's dead, there's no way anything can move. As you squeeze the grip, there's no other external safeties as you see. As you squeeze the grip, the striker is like preset or pre-cocked. Now, once you squeeze that grip, very light trigger pull. Very light. Now let's say you've shot a few times, you no longer need to shoot, just let go of that grip. Right? Let go of that grip and the striker gets reset, everything's safe and it's good to go. Very, very safe gun. These were made, if I remember correctly, in the mid-70s for the German military, and basically very unique and very safe, but for some reason they didn't catch on. It's a very easy gun to shoot. A lot of people say it's like the original point and shoot, because as you squeeze it, you know, get your shooting grip on it, you've preset everything, you've got a very light trigger, and because of that it made it a very easy gun to shoot. Now I've shot these, not the 13, which is the 13 round magazine double stack model. I've shot the single stacks, the original P7s. And honestly, I don't shoot them that well, but I haven't owned one and I haven't been able to shoot one a lot. I've put a few mags downrange with it. I find it interesting, but for me the manual of arms was just too different. The time I shot it was right after a pistol class where, in my mind I had my own, thing going, and this was just a completely different manual of arms. So I haven't ever really given it a good, thorough shooting test, but obviously lots of people have and they get high marks. So let's take another look at it. There's the magazine, and you want to be careful when you buy them that you buy them that are marked P13 or M13 if you can, because I guess the way this worked, one of the reasons they're hard to find is it wasn't originally a P7, a 7-round magazine. Then they started making the M13 or the P13s, which brought it to a 13-round capacity. However, here in the U.S., which I'm sure was a big portion of their market, we had the assault weapons ban, and that brought the magazine capacities limited down to 10 rounds. So let's take a look. It's definitely a little different, and again, I'm no expert on them, but let's take a look. You basically take it down by pushing in this button, pulling back a little bit on the slide, and then it's similar to a blowback, but you can see there's an extra spring going on there. Now I won't be able to show it to you too well, but basically underneath the chamber there's a hole that goes down into this cylinder, and we can see the cylinder there underneath the spring there, back in underneath the dust cover. So there's this cylinder here, and that's what this piston, or whatever it's called, is there to engage with. So let's put it back together. We can see the slide. It's fairly basic, but I wanted to show you where that gas piston was. And then it's put back together. It's very easy to field strip. Definitely made for military, police type applications. But now let's go through that firing cycle. So the round, you pull the trigger, round goes off. Some of the gas escapes into that gas system and pushes against that piston. As the bullet goes down, something, pressure is equalized. That pressure comes back from that chamber, and that's what blows and ejects the round out. So it's a gas operated, but it's not 100% gas operated. So again, I'm not an expert on these. I just know that it has a unique system. And this part that we see at the top of the trigger guard is a necessity. It's a heat shield, because that, when the round goes off and that gas chamber fills, that's super hot, gas. So this gets very hot right in this area. And that was one of the negatives on this, is that it did get so hot here. So they've actually, adapted the design to include a heat shield so that you wouldn't literally burn your own finger as you were shooting your gun. So that is, I guess, a negative part of it. Again, the manual of arms, I guess you could consider that a positive or a negative, depending on what you like. And I don't know what else to say. It's a really interesting gun. I doubt I'll get a chance to shoot this one. I know people always ask that kind of thing. But when the things cost more than $1,000, it's a little tougher to get it out to the range than it is to get it on camera like this. So we appreciate the fact that we are able to get it on camera. But, whatever, we're not going to be able to shoot every gun we ever look at. Taking another look at it, comes with a couple of magazines. It was a fairly decent package at the time, and unfortunately, the laws just unfortunately kind of doomed it out of existence. So, quick look at H&K P7 M13. Hope you liked it. As always, thanks for watching.
The guys and gals at GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.